Hi, I'm Corey Flemings from Abco Automation. Welcome back to Whiteboard Insights. I want to tell you a story about a discussion I had recently about cubic velocity. It goes kind of like this. Back in the history of man, we created the distribution center. And before there were computers, we basically had static locations, and somebody walked through a warehouse and they got things off of the shelves, and that's how we got into this world of distribution. Many of us are still thinking in those days when we talk about the Pareto curve. We all know and love the Pareto curve. It's on our logo. We love the Pareto curve, and it tells us a lot about the way an operation works. We all know that 20% of the SKUs do 80% of the business. But we usually measure things in order lines. And the reason we've historically or traditionally talked about order lines is because it has to do with how many times I go and visit a pick location during the day. And that means, or it was born in the world of where all the SKUs had a static pick face. Then it really matters to talk about order lines. If I have one product that does 100 order lines a day, that means I have to go to that pick face 100 times. But now things are different. Now when we work with computers and automated technologies and so forth, the world has changed. And the world has changed in this one remarkable way. We're no longer concerned with order lines per day. We're concerned with cubic velocity. What is cubic velocity? Well, as you can see here on my board, cubic velocity is the number of pieces you sell a day of a particular SKU times its piece cube. So if I have a lamp, as an example, and a lamp might come in a box that's this tall and this big, but I sell 25 lamps a day, you can understand the cubic velocity of that product might be a pallet load a day. I'm moving a pallet load of that product every day. On the other hand, if I talk about straight pins or pencils or chopsticks or things that are small and thin, I can put 2,000 of those things into a tub. And if I move 2,000 lines a day, I can manage that volume with one tub of product. And so the difference in cubic velocity is immense. So this person and I were having this conversation. They said, I don't understand why you're putting lamps in a pallet flow line. That doesn't make sense. I said, that's because you're still thinking in terms of lines. It only does 25 lines a day, but you're moving a pallet load of stuff through your warehouse every day when you sell these lamps. Over here, you're right, we have these small items, these trinkets that move a lot more lines, but you only move one tub a day. And in an automated system, I'm concerned about how much stuff I have to move around in my system. Even in a manual system that is completely manual, think about how much cube you have to move through your building every day. Some products you have to move an entire pallet. Other products you don't. In fact, think about your flow racks, your carton flow racks today, and how many of them have backstock sitting on the back side of that flow rack. And I'll bet you the reason is because you haven't thought about cubic velocity. You're thinking about lines. That product moves a certain number of lines a day, but the cubic velocity drips out the back of the flow rack and sits on the floor. I encourage you to think about cubic velocity in your distribution center. And of course, if you'd like us to give you a hand, we'd love to help you out. Go to www.abcoautomation.us and connect up with us, and we'd be happy to come and give you a hand.